Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Kaycee and today's video is going to be November favorites and not so favorites. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a lot of favorites this month, but I think I'm going to do one favorite and then one not so favorite. So we're going to switch it up and keep it interesting. So my first favorite this month would be the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. This is in the shade 202, but I have like 3 different shades. I usually just mix them all together to make my perfect shade. I tried it when it was all the rage, but I feel like it made my skin look greasy, so I didn't like it then. I have been using this foundation every day for the past month, and at least the past month. And I just love it. I love how it makes my skin look. Now I say this is my holy grail foundation, but the other foundation in my favorites video that y'all will see later is definitely giving it a run for its money. On the opposite end of the spectrum, for my not so favorites, is the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation from L'Oreal. I just feel like this really clung to my dry spots. I didn't like how it looked or felt on my face. I don't know, I didn't enjoy it near as much as the Pro Glow foundation. I thought maybe if I mixed this in with the Pro Glow foundation that it would work, but it didn't. It just broke up and it didn't last on my skin at all. So I just really did not like this. Next for favorites is the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Sunset Cove. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I am obsessed. I finally purchased one of these after seeing them everywhere, and I want to buy them all. I love them. Next for not so favorites is this Wet n Wild powder brush. It's kind of orange on the top now, but whenever you first purchase it, it's pink. Whenever I first started using this, I noticed that the bristles were coming out, and look, I'm not sure if you can see that, but they're still coming out. The bristles started coming out, and I thought, well, maybe it's just a couple. Maybe it'll be okay after I use it a couple times, and once all of the ones that need to fall out, it'll be fine, it'll be great. Well, I continued to use it, and they continued to fall out, and it just would stick in my foundation. I just really did not like it, so this was a pass for me. I'm sorry, Wet n Wild. I had high hopes. I really like this brush, other than the fact the bristles fall out. Next for favorites are these BH Cosmetics brushes. This came in a set. I don't remember what the set was called. These are the brushes that I use for everything. These are my 3 favorite eyeshadow brushes, and then I use these 2 for the face. I use this one for blush and bronzer, and then I use this one for bronzer and sometimes powder under the eyes. These are such high quality brushes for such a good price. They were well worth it, I can tell you. Next for the not so favorites is this NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner. And let me just tell you, this sounds so bad, but if you want to ruin your makeup, put this on your eyes. I think I was going to do a Halloween look with it, but as I was practicing, I was like, no. I only have the pink shade. The other shades may work better. I think they have like blues and purples and silver, white. There's tons of shades, but this is the one that I got, and it did not work for me. There's so many good NYX products out there, but this is not one of them. Next for favorites is this Blink eyeshadow palette. This was in collaboration with BoxyCharm. This is a palette that I take with me. I'll take a matte palette and then this palette. Taking it traveling hasn't been such a good idea because, as you can see, this shade has broken, and I'm so sad because I really love that shade. But my favorite shades out of this palette is the middle shade, which is like a rose gold shade, and then this shade, which was like a champagne shade. And I may still be able to get some use out of it, but we'll see. If it doesn't crack anymore, I gotta be really careful with it. Actually, I really love all of them. The only one I don't use a lot is this one. It's a brown shade. I went ahead and swatched this palette for you guys just so you can see. But look how metallic and gorgeous those shades are. Usually if I'm putting something on my eyelids, I want it to brighten it up, and I feel like that dark shade wouldn't really do that on my eyes. Today on my eyes, I mixed the pink shade and the rose gold shade, and then I put this Stila glitter on top of it, and I am obsessed with how this turned out. Okay, next for not so favorites is this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette. This was included in a BoxyCharm as well, and after I started playing around with it and swatching it and putting it on my eyes and trying to make it work, I like a more powdery eyeshadow so that it's more pigmented. This has no kickback, none whatsoever. Hold on, I'll show you a few swatches. This white shade is especially chalky. Here's some swatches on my hand. I just wasn't impressed with this palette at all, which kind of makes me sad because I love Tarte, and it kind of pushes me away from buying any more of their palette. I feel like they let BoxyCharm put this in their box for a reason, because maybe they didn't sell enough of them. But if a brand is going to put something in a BoxyCharm, then I feel like they're going to want to put their best foot forward, so people will be more likely to buy other things from them, if that makes sense. Okay, one more eyeshadow palette that I've been loving is the Pure Cosmetics Soiree Diaries. It's mostly warm toned, just neutral palette, and I take this with me everywhere. I love this palette. They could not have done a better job on the formula. It is so amazing, so blendable. I'm not going to swatch these for y'all because I have put a picture of these swatched on my Instagram. The mirror's really dirty, sorry about that. Also really stinking love the packaging on this. Okay, so we have 2 favorite eyeshadow palettes and 2 not so favorite eyeshadow palettes. Okay, and the last eyeshadow palette in the not so favorites, this isn't the last product, but it's the last eyeshadow palette, and then we'll be done talking about eyeshadow palettes. This is the Winky Lux Kitten palette. This is in collaboration with BoxyCharm. This was in the November box, but it just, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it. This shade is really pretty. It's a duochrome bluish, brownish gold shade. What I found is that the shimmers and the metallics are super pretty. They go on nicely, but the matte shades are just not good at all. And I don't know, I just have other palettes that I like using more. Real quick for a favorite, this is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. I have used this for actual concealer, but mostly what I've been loving it as is eyeshadow primer. I can definitely tell when I don't put this on for eyeshadow primer. It makes such a huge difference. It works okay as concealer. Of course, it's not as good as Shape Tape, but if you're wanting a no makeup day, then this would probably be perfect. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Another not so favorite, this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. I really like the packaging. It's in the shape of a telescope, and I just think that's really cute. The wand is super weird. There are no bristles on this thing. So I was just immediately kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna like that, but I gave it a fair shot. I used it multiple times. What I found was it just really lengthens your lashes. It doesn't give you any volume whatsoever. It just makes your lashes like 5 inches long, and it makes them look very spidery. So that's not really what I look for in a mascara. I want volume and length, and this just didn't do it for me. Okay, now for that foundation that I was talking about earlier. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation. So I mentioned this in my Ulta haul. It's what I'm wearing on my face right now, and it just makes my skin look flawless, you guys. Like I said, I've been really loving the Pro Glow foundation, but this doesn't even make my skin super matte. It just makes it like a soft, comfortable matte. You're probably going to see me mention this again in my update for the Ulta haul, but I just thought I'd let you know that I found something, I'm onto something. I'll actually zoom you in on my face. Okay, this is the foundation close up, and it covers everything. It says it's full coverage, and it means it. I've really been enjoying it. Last, not so favorite. We're getting close, y'all. We're getting close. This is the Essence Waterproof Eyeliner, and first things first, it is not waterproof. This is the most smudgy, runny eyeliner that I have ever used. This was just a no-go for me. I did not like it at all. This is the last favorite. This is the Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist, and y'all, I love this stuff. Whenever I put on powder and it makes my skin look powdery and not real and dull, this just brings life back into it. How I like to apply it is I spray it all over my face, and then I get a beauty blender and just stamp it in, and that just really melds all of my foundation down into my skin and makes it not look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. Okay guys, that's it for my November favorites. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and maybe even the little bell so that you can know when I post. Alright, that's it. Bye guys. Okay, that's... I'm not saying that again. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Telescopic or telescopic? Telescopic. Telescopic. It's telescopic because it's a telescope. A palette. Oh, next for favorites, I just spit.